After removing any tags or branches or twigs, give the apples a rinsing under cool running water. Any surface dirt come off that way. After rinsing the apples, quarter the apples and place them in your pot. Add cold water to fill the pot to about 2/3 full. Put the pot on the stove and set the heat to medium heat. We want to bring it to a boil slowly so that we don't burn the apples that are sitting on the bottom of the pan. Cover. And wait till it starts to steam. When your pot starts to boil, reduce the heat to maintain just a simmer. Go. You check your apples to make sure they're done. About 20 minutes total cooking time after it comes to a boil. If the apples are nice and tender, turn off the heat, and now we'll let them sit for a while so that we can handle them without getting scalded. Okay, we need to sterilize our jars, so the easiest way we find is to do them in the dishwasher. Let it go to heated dry so they steam and sterilize. We now have to strain the apples. There's food mills, hand crank units. We broke down and bought one attachment for our KitchenAid. We think we're going to love it very much. Cooked apples going at the top. Apple puree, the applesauce, comes out on the chute at the back. And the pulp, the skin, and the seeds, the waste product drops into the pan. Okay, we've transferred the applesauce to the pan. We're now going to add a 1/2 cup of sugar, more or less to your taste. Taste it first to see how sweet your apples were to start with. Now the apples get sweetened with sugar, but we also need to raise the acid content for canning. And to do that, we're going to add a 1/2 cup of lemon juice. Okay. Now the apples are apple with a little bit of sugar. We also like a little bit of cinnamon, but instead of putting ground cinnamon in, which changes the color to a kind of a muddy brown, we're going to use cinnamon oil. and we'll stir while we bring it up to almost boiling. The applesauce is hot packed, so we're going to bring the applesauce up to almost boiling, so it'll be hot packed and kind of guarantee that we have a good sterile jar of applesauce. Okay, we brought the applesauce up to a boil, moved it over to another burner, keep low heat, and we'll keep it nice and warm, letting it steam and thicken, while our big pot with the boiling water for the canning is heating up on the burner next to it. While we were bringing our applesauce up to boiling, we added a half teaspoon of salt for canning to bring the salt level up. And we topped it off at 6 drops of the cinnamon oil, which gave us a nice cinnamony flavor without being too strong. Just before we're ready to bottle, bring the jars out of the dishwasher and place them on a sterile rack on the sink.
Okay.
Good. Comes right up to the bottom. Yeah. After the bottles are filled, place each of the bottles into your hot water canner. Put the lid on, and when it returns to a full boil, process for 10 minutes. 10 minutes is up, and carefully remove the bottles to cooling rack. Be careful you don't get burned.